Good afternoon, meteorologist Ethan Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center for our Feel Good Friday edition of 19 at Noon weekday weather show sponsored by Cost Saver. And we've got well, as the name implies, a Feel Good Friday forecast with low humidity, a lot of sunshine, great for outdoor activities, a lot of events happening this weekend, and we'll break down some of that as well as what to expect for the weekend forecast and when our next chances of rain arrive. But in the meantime, we are talking about pretty nice weather, all in all, here to end the work week on a positive note. Meteorologist Ethan Emery here. I'm dressed like this because I'll be going live this afternoon at the Warren County Fair up in Warren County in Lebanon. Didn't realize this. It was one of the largest fairs, or it still is one of the larger fairs in the state of Ohio, 94 acres. And this is the 174th Warren County Fair. I got all my factoids here, going through all the stuff and getting all the interviews lined up for this afternoon, live on our newscasts beginning at 3 o'clock. But, yeah, good weather for that and a lot of other things, which we'll dive into. So remind you, we are live wherever you stream, even after the situation that happened this morning for a lot of technology with the outages that took place, but not for us. We're live now on the 24/7 weather streaming channel on Facebook, fox19.com, the Fox 19 News, and First Alert weather app, and we're also live on YouTube. And eventually, if you have any kind of questions or comments, we'll be happy to answer those on YouTube, but right now it's just on Facebook. It's on the Fox 19 Facebook page and my Facebook page at Ethan Emery WX. So, happy Feel Good Friday. Let's go ahead and get things started and talk about, well, the current conditions when you step outside. You got a lot of sunshine out there. You got some fair weather cumulus clouds showing up here with the daytime heating, a light breeze out there as well. Gorgeous view of the Cincinnati Museum Center, Union Terminal. They've been shooting stuff for one of the newer Superman movies, and yesterday you could see some of the action they were doing there, and then also, of course, the Lytle Tunnel being affected by that too. So here's another vantage point. This is our Newport Levee camera here, and you can see these what we call fair weather cumulus clouds. And an indication of fair weather, they're puffy, but they're not growing. They're not expanding. There's not a lot of moisture and heat to work with for these clouds. So when you see clouds that are kind of flat like this, but they're still puffy looking, fair weather is on the horizon. And indeed, we do have fair weather here this afternoon and this evening. Now, if you are going to be traveling here this afternoon, we do have a couple of spots that are having slowdowns, kind of your typical slowdown spots. That is over towards the Laughlin Split, southbound, and then also both north and southbound right along the Ohio River on I-71 and 75. Kind of a typical slowdown spot, especially on Fridays. The other spot is over towards Florence. This looks like it's over towards the Burlington Pike. Actually, this looks more like the Donaldson Highway exit, but there is an incident there. We'll go ahead and turn that on. It looks like it's northbound. Yep. Northbound near exit 180 over towards US 127 South. So there's an incident there. It's northbound, so there are some backups on I-71, 75, basically from, well, it looks like towards, what is this? Richardson Road all the way up to that incident, which I believe is, okay, it's near Turfway. So there you have it. That's the only incident we're seeing right now on our traffic maps. But let's take a look at the radar. Of course, nothing to see here across the Fox 19 now viewing area. We will widen this out, and you'll see we're still influenced by that area of high pressure. We talked about it a lot yesterday, actually, but we're going to wind this out really far out to the point where you can't see anybody. You can't see any names. But we have high pressure. It's right in here. Can you tell? We have all this clearing taking place here. You can see some of this moisture riding along that ridge. You have that cold front that impacted us back on Wednesday. It's all the way out to the Atlantic. Have some activity here to the deep south, and we also have activity here in the high plains, but it's not going to affect us. This high pressure is still strong enough to hold us down, of giving us the cool, quiet conditions here for the next couple of days. And when I say cool, I mean the cool nights. Afternoons are mild, and right now it's mild, 76. And dew points, this is my favorite part about all this, is the dew points, the lower humidity. So you step outside and it feels crisp. Almost feels fall-like. Not quite. Still got a ways to go before fall. But it does have that subtle reminder, if that makes any sense. Right now, temperatures across the Fox 19 Now viewing area ranging from 70 up in Richmond, Indiana, a little bit cooler there. That's just north of the Fox 19 Now viewing area. 73 into Batesville as well as into Harrison. Also 73 in Lebanon, where I'll be this afternoon. 77 at the Lunken Airport and in Falmouth. 76 at CVG and Batavia. 74 over in Wilmington. And dew points, the measure the moisture in the air, again, nice and crisp. And the winds out there, there's a slight breeze, but it's not looking like anything problematic going into this midday and early afternoon. And the winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour. And meteorologist Catherine Bodak was talking about how this weekend it looks pleasant, and if you're traveling across the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley regions, it's going to be great all across. Nashville, though, a lot more cloud cover down there in the Tennessee Valley, but still pretty warm. 87 today down there. 86 up in Lexington, sunshine there. Charleston, West Virginia, 86 and partly cloudy. A lot of sunshine from Cleveland, Chicago, down to Columbus and Pittsburgh, ranging from 75 in Cleveland to 83 in Pittsburgh. And in St. Louis, also a lot of sunshine and 81 degrees. And again, a lot of events happening here going into the end of the work week. We'll begin with talking about big event happening over at Riverbend is Chicago, as well as Earth, Wind, and Fire going to be there at 7:30. And so at 6 o'clock, when those gates begin to open, or at least you're in line to go into Riverbend, 80 degrees. 8 o'clock, once things get rolling, 77. By 10 o'clock, we're in the upper 60s and the low 70s. So if you think that this morning was chilly, you might want to grab a light coat maybe, perhaps, as you're heading home from that. But, of course, during, it'll be feeling nice and pleasant. Take a pause here real quick, take a look at any of those comments or questions on our Facebook page, and then we will resume here very shortly. So, again, we're live on Facebook, where you can answer, or we can ask questions or have any respectful comments, and I'll be happy to chime in. Not a lot of comments. Obviously, today being a nice, pleasant day, I'm sure a lot of folks are outside enjoying the comfortable air. Looking at my Facebook page, FYI. And I do have one comment there. Debbie says, it's going to be a perfect weekend weather-wise. Hit the nail on the head, Debbie. In fact, we'll show you that forecast now, since that's the only comment we have on our Facebook, or my Facebook page. The Fox 19 Facebook page does not have any comments. So if you're heading over to, anywhere across the greater Cincinnati area for Cincinnati Burger Week, mid-80s for your Saturday and your Sunday. Looking dry, too. Sunshine on your Saturday. Now, Sunday, we are going to be noticing a bit more humidity moving in. Now, it's going to be manageable, but it'll be more noticeable compared to both yesterday and today. And so we'll show you that muggy meter here shortly. And the muggy meter is going to show a striking difference. As you can see here, all the way through Sunday midday, still under that comfortable category. Then we head into Sunday evening. There's that increase of the more higher dew points, if you will, going into Sunday evening. Monday, it continues to increase. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, that sticky air mass will be right over top of us. And this will also come in the form of rain. We need the rain. If you missed out yesterday on 19 at noon, or you didn't catch the 3 or 4 o'clock newscast that I was on, well, we talked about the drought monitor. It updated yesterday. We still need the rain, but it has improved after the last couple of weeks of rain. So we still have abnormally dry conditions for much of the Fox 19 Now viewing area, as opposed to what it was of moderate drought conditions, but we still need the rain. Of course, a lot of you probably know that. A lot of you probably dealing with that, whether you have a garden, whether you have friends or family, or maybe yourself in agriculture. You notice the differences and the fact that we need the rain. So today, we don't have any rain. We have the UV index very high at 8. So make sure if you're going to be outside, heading out to the pool, maybe you're doing some outdoor work, make sure you have that sunscreen on. And the allergy report, grass pollens and weed pollen counts are on the very high side. The mold spore count is on the moderate to high side, No tree pollen issues or concerns. So again, this weekend looks good, but we're talking about next week now. We do have that chance for showers and perhaps some thunderstorms moving in. Now, this is going to begin on Monday evening. So you'll see here, going into the weekend, Saturday, that high pressure, it's going to weaken a little bit, but it's still in control. All the activity is staying to our south into southern Kentucky into the Tennessee Valley. We go into Sunday, still dry. That moisture, that pop-up chances will be further south, where there's a bit more humidity and more heat to work with, whereas we'll begin to see warmer air. So that's a Sunday evening. Sunday evening, still looking dry. Monday morning looks dry, but Monday afternoon, notice how the green is showing up here. Now this is a little bit further south than what models were indicating yesterday, but there's still going to be that chance for pop-up showers and thunderstorms Monday afternoon into Monday evening. In fact, what we'll do is we'll play this out, and you can see those pop-ups. Well, they're around the region, but Monday looks more dry than wet. I do want to point that out because Monday, the first half of the day looks okay, humid, but okay. And then Monday afternoon, there will be those pop-up showers and storms that do move in. And there's not a lot of forcing to work with this. It's just going to be under that soupy atmosphere. And so, I shouldn't say soupy. It's not quite soupy on Monday afternoon, but it'll be humid. And that humidity is going to work with these storms to dump a lot of rain in a short period of time. Of course, we need the rain, but it'll come down so quick that it could be overwhelming in some soils. But that being said, there's not a lot of forcing to work with. So my whole point of bringing this up is I'm not expecting any severe weather on Monday. It's just going to be maybe heavy rain would be the biggest concern if any of those cells do fire up. Now Tuesday looks to be a bit more widespread. So Tuesday morning there is a chance for maybe a couple of showers and storms across the region. We go to Tuesday afternoon though, a bit more widespread. So widespread afternoon activity on your Tuesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms. And again, not a lot of forcing. Notice how this green is just all over the place, indicating that we just have a humid air mass that's going to be valid enough for these pop-up showers and thunderstorms. There's no big cold front, there's no big wave of energy, so there's just not a lot of forcing for there to be any risks of strong to severe weather. Now we go into Wednesday, also seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms. And again, I'm not seeing any risks right now of strong to severe activity. I think the only exception to that, if anything were to develop, and this is for folks who really want to know if there's any risk of severe weather. Right now, I don't see that risk. If that risk were to increase, it would be under what we call those complex cells or complex systems that move in, kind of like what we had last week. However, those can be very different between one and the next. So that would be the only thing we have to keep an eye on. Otherwise, we're not looking at any kind of severe risk over across the Ohio Valley region. We go into Thursday of next week, and you can see that the activity is still present, but it is getting a little bit less widespread. And then heading into next Friday, only slim chances before going into the final weekend of July on what appears to be a more dry than wet note. So we've got that going for us. And the 7-day forecast, haven't made any changes to it from what we showed you this morning on the Morning X or from what Frank showed you earlier. But we are looking at, again, the next couple of days to be fine. If you have any outdoor plans on Monday morning, that should be okay. If you work outside on Monday, then you just want to keep in mind there could be some afternoon pop-ups. But most of the day, you should be okay. Tuesday and Wednesday, scattered showers and storms. Not complete washouts per se, but we are looking at the majority of the daytime hours seeing more wet than dry conditions with that. And notice the temperatures. They're going to be a little bit milder, so lower 80s for your Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, we're back in the mid-80s with morning lows in the mid to upper 60s. So the warmest days of the 7-day forecast right now is this weekend, mid to upper 80s. Now Sunday, we got a high of 87 in our forecast. Now I will say Sunday, we're looking at a lot more cloud cover later in the day, mainly in the form of mid to high level clouds, but sunshine will still peek through those clouds. So next week, yeah, chances of rain moving in. We need the rain, of course. Tuesday and Wednesday are looking to be the wettest days of next week in comparison to that of Monday or Thursday or even Friday of next week. So take a look at any kind of questions or comments on the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page. Here we go. Got a couple of comments here. Noah says, finally some relief. Perfect to get outside and get some fresh air. Yes. I had my windows open last night. Got to get some of that fresh air in my apartment. It's always a good feeling. Jane says, hi, Ethan. Hi to you, Jane. Cheyenne says, 81 is still too warm for me. I'm ready for fall and winter. Well, here in the Ohio Valley, you get all seasons, sometimes in the same week. Now, that being said, it's still July. We got August. That's still going to be pretty warm. So if you're waiting for that fall-like weather, you truly have to wait until fall season to get that to be more common. Otherwise, you're going to expect to see 80s in the forecast, not just for this week coming up, but also the next several weeks. Cheyenne asking, would I be okay to take the bus on Monday after 6 p.m.? I would say right now, yes. There's going to be some pop-up chances, but they are going to be in the isolated scale, so not looking at any kind of widespread issue. Now, could you get potentially wet? Can't rule that out. But the odds are with you as opposed to being against you in this scenario. Jane, truth, sometimes it's all 4 seasons in 1 week. Preach. I understand that. I will say, though, when I worked out in South Dakota, you think it's bad out here. It can be crazy in Rapid City. When I worked out there, there was a weekend, I'm not kidding, Saturday, the temperature was 60. Sunday, the high was 3. Big change. And this was in the wintertime. We don't fortunately have anything that drastic. If we do, it's very, very rare out there. That happens every few years. Cheyenne, I'm fine with rain. I'm just scared of getting struck by lightning when waiting for the bus. That's a valid point. So, like I said, the odds are more with you than against you on Monday. Of course, you want to stay tuned in the forecast. If anything needs to be updated, we'll let you know. But right now, Monday, it's just the afternoon and evening chance for a pop-up shower or storm. It does not appear to be a widespread issue or concern right now. Dawn says, hello, Ethan. Beautiful here in Trenton today. Glad to hear that. It's going to be beautiful wherever you go this afternoon and this evening. Again, I'll be live up in Lebanon for the Warren County Fair. Really looking forward to being outside. Not often do you get to work outside in the TV business. On my Facebook page, Karen says, miss you in Bowling Green. Hey, miss you all too. In fact, I was talking to Allie last week because Allie Hennard, who used to work at WBKO with me, has moved up here and also is a co-worker again here at Fox 19. And we were just reminiscing a little bit about Bowling Green and beautiful city. I need to make a trip to go down there, see my buddy Shane, see all the other folks who are down there, and need to plan that soon. But right now the schedules are kind of all over the place, so I haven't had a chance to really pinpoint when I could do that next. But yeah, miss you too down in Bowling Green. But yeah, I'll be live beginning at 3 o'clock here on Fox 19 for the Warren County Fair. And a lot to talk about with regards to all the things that the fair has to offer up in Warren County. Okay, so this is 7-day forecast behind me. Again, temperatures are into the mid-80s for the bulk of the 7-day. Now, beyond the 7-day forecast, we are looking at a pattern shift. And what do I mean by that? You'll see it here once the map loads, and that is going to bring us to see temperatures, well, I would say near normal. Highs will be in the 80s, although there are signs of temperatures being just above normal. Now, I take this with a grain of salt. Usually when you have the light blue or the light orange color and the gray, you're kind of in that realm of near normal. What is near normal? Mid-80s. Mid-80s for highs and lows generally in the mid-60s. So mid-60s to mid-80s for highs. It looks to be continuing going into the beginning of August. And not looking at any kind of major heat wave issues or concerns through the beginning of August. And with that, we are looking at some opportunities for pop-up showers and storms, but we're not looking at that deep green, which would be indicative of, a widespread, long duration period of of heavy rain. We don't see that here. So we do have some chances for some showers and storms through the beginning of August. So for those of you who are really wanting the rain, this is a map you would like to, you want to see more dark green, but in this case, we'll take green as opposed to gray or brown for that matter. In the next 3 to 4 weeks, so this goes all the way through the middle of August, we have near normal temperatures. So again, I'm not looking at any situation where we're looking at a big heat dome moving in. So we're not looking at that mid-90s, heat index values in the hundreds for several days. There could be a day or two where we could get close to that, but I'm not looking at this to be any kind of major concern for a stretch of a few days. And with that, encouraging enough, we do have some rain into portions of the Ohio Valley, going into the Appalachia region, into the Tennessee Valley. So we do have some of that green. So that's somewhat encouraging through the middle of August. So that is the outlooks for the next 2 weeks and the next 3 to 4 weeks. But otherwise, though, our 7-day forecast does look to be, well, looking okay for the most part. So here's that 7-day forecast again. Temperatures into the mid-80s going to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And then we go into next week, we're back into the mid-80s, 85 going into your Monday. Sorry, I just made a switch and the graphic popped up weird. But Monday, 85. Tuesday, 83 with scattered showers and storms. Same goes for your Wednesday. And then Thursday, isolated showers and thunderstorms. So I believe I've answered all the questions and comments. So we're going to have to wrap this up here pretty soon because we got to get ready for Now on the Natty. David asks, where did all the rain go? Well, it's just kind of the pattern we've been stuck in of we get dry and those cool mornings, mild afternoons, and whenever we do have the heat and humidity, we're typically caught at that ridge where we miss out on all the big rains, but we do get some pop-up chances. Now, I will say that particularly Sunday and on, well, Monday, I don't want to say we really did, but Sunday, we definitely had those ridge riders, that complex system that moved through, dumped a lot of rain, really strong winds with that. But we've been missing out because we haven't had a pattern that really provides us with those good soaking rain days. But it's how it goes sometimes. All right, I believe I've answered all the questions and the comments we've had on our Facebook pages. Eventually, like I said, we will eventually be going live with comments and questions on YouTube. We are live on YouTube, but if you're watching us on YouTube, we'll eventually allow you to chat and we can respond to those too. But that being said, a pleasant afternoon. We'll have updates on the forecast if necessary, beginning at 3 o'clock here on Fox 19 with meteorologist Catherine Bodek. And then at 5 o'clock, Chief Meteorologist Steve Horsemeyer. Again, I'll be live beginning at 3 o'clock over at the Warren County Fair, talking all the fun things going on up in Lebanon. So have yourself a fantastic Friday and a beautiful and safe weekend.